How is your day going aside from answering the same questions over and over and over again about yourself?
Oh, it's going great. I actually love being talked to all day.
Okay, well, I'll keep talking at you. And congratulations on Star People. How much of Claire is there in you, the human being?
So much. This is the most me I've ever been on screen for a film.
Really? Oh, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I've played a lot of character roles because I sort of wasn't a trained actor and I found my way into acting by sort of being like the loudest voice in the room
Hmm.
and being like very chameleonic. And this is the most I've gotten to be really like more myself than I am even in conversation with strangers. Like there's so much
Wow.
of my private life in this movie because I really relate to the way that Claire is so driven by her own obsession and how she doesn't really let anything in her own personal life get in the way of that.
So how did you wind up in this particular production? Did you know Adam long term?
I didn't know anybody on this. I auditioned for it the same
Oh.
way anybody would. So it came through my agents and I read the script and I loved it. I loved how many complicated things, like if you could say what this movie is about in a sentence or what it contains, it feels like it takes on so much, but it
Hmm.
so effortlessly embodies all of them from such a human place. And reading it, I was just like, I want the challenge of playing this role. I want the ease of playing this role. I want to be trusted with this role.
How long was it approximately from auditioning to now with it being out to video on demand within the next week after getting the theatrical run?
Oh my God, to be honest, being a freelancer, I'm the worst at like chronologically caring. Like if I were to think about how much I've accomplished in the last couple of years, I would just be like, this is such a mind fuck, to be honest. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but
You can, you can.
okay, great. But I feel like it was like 2 years ago, and
Hmm.
I know that I've moved two apartments since I auditioned for this
Well said. Where did you actually film Star People?
in Arizona.
In Arizona. Had you filmed anything there before?
No, I hadn't. I think you probably already know this, but I also make music. And the only other
Yes.
time I've ever been in Arizona was actually to perform for a rich guy's birthday in Scottsdale. So I had never really explored the rural magic of Arizona. And my God, is that a character in this story?
Sure. I'm going to ask about the music stuff in a minute, but in terms of this film, was there a personal highlight for you in filming in a relatively new place with a bunch of people you hadn't worked with before?
I don't even know where to start. I mean, I loved learning the script, getting to be the anchor of a story every single day. I loved the fact that it challenged me to not be fully in control of how I perform this character. I definitely approached it from a
Mhm.
method acting perspective because I had never had this much responsibility in a film. So my first instinct was like, I'm going to memorize all of this and then go to set and be ready every single day. And there's just no way you can possibly do that, especially not when you shoot a feature in 16 days. So there were surprises and moments where I had to relinquish control, and it was really amazing to trust the environment and the other actors and my own understanding of Claire to carry me on those days.
Sure. So it's a big month for you because again, this film, it was just had its theatrical run start, the video on demand release starts shortly, but then the Glassjaw EP, more tracks from that came out within the last week. Dancers, the new video and all that. Did you plan for August 2025 to be such a big month?
I did not. I almost like people on the inside of the music industry will always tell you to create tent poles. They call it, the marketing people call it a
Yes.
tent pole, where you're like, I have a movie and a song. But I have to say, it's so crazy because I love all these things so equally. And I feel like I'm just like yelling at all of my fans to go look at everything Cat Cunning. It is Cat Cunning season for real for my fans. But I couldn't be more proud of everything. And they are so influenced by each other. Like my video for the song Dancer that came out this week is
Hmm.
so informed by my experience filming Star People because I loved being like I gained a lot of trust in myself as a performer shooting this movie because I wasn't a hyper pronounced caricature of myself. I was just like myself on screen. And
Hmm.
I think especially pop artists get used to the trope of having to like be beautiful for their music videos. But instead I like made a video where I play a boxer and Dancer is a song that's a metaphor for being a dancer as a boxer. So I just
Right.
play like a real person and I made a film for the music that I feel so proud of that's very narrative where I play a character I haven't yet been cast in. So it's really exciting. I feel like it's sort of a premiere on both ends of parts of me that I haven't shared with my fans or with the world yet, and it's really special to be so vulnerable in both facets of my art.
Sometimes you find artists announce an album or an EP and it's not actually done. Guns N' Roses is a famous example of that one. And other people, it's totally in the can and that's why they announced it. Is Glassjaw totally mastered, totally done, etc.?
Love that question. Yes, it is. It's totally mastered. It's totally done. There are 3 more songs coming out, and they're all ready and lined up, and they will accumulate around a big show here in Los Angeles at the Echo on October
Mhm.
6th, and in New York at Elsewhere on October 15th. But yeah, it's literally done and laid out. It's the most prepared I've been for anything in my life. But I also will say I have been guilty for like the last 10 years of my life being like, yeah, my EP is coming. It really actually is now.
So, being mindful of your time here, my last question, this is meant to be a compliment. When I was a kid, people used to just make fun of Dog Star, Keanu Reeves's band, without ever listening to the band, just going, "Hey, an actor wants to be a musician. Isn't that cute?" And then I started to notice, the 10 to 15 years ago when Childish Gambino was happening, that's one of those cases where the people go, maybe the music is even better than the acting and the comedy. This is a real artist. And now you see tons of people who kind of go between being an actor and a musician. It's totally normal. In your case, when did you realize that you could have this dual career like that?
I love this question. Childish Gambino is absolutely the like reference for me when people ask me to choose
Oh,
something. He's such an incredible amalgamation of the two things where both are uncompromised. But I honestly, I was a dancer first, and that's why my latest song is called Dancer. And then I learned how to act and sing at the same time. To me, the through line between all of them is the same. I'm telling stories that mean something to me. Language is at the heart of them, whether it's physical and through my body or through the notes I'm singing or through the script
mhm.
that's been written. So they belong together for me. And I also think we live in a beautiful world where the industry shifting and the independent stuff is getting to have its shine, and Star People being an independent movie, my music being my independent endeavor. Like we're eager for people's actual voices and stories, and
Yep.
the industry isn't owned by the labels and the studios anymore. So I think it just makes sense that we're multitudinous artists and people are ready to receive the full story of a performer.
Well, those people following you on Instagram see you're not just singer, songwriter, actor, dancer. There's also director is another credit in there. So, hey, whatever's coming next from you, Kat, looking forward to it and hope to see you live in New York in the near future.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, Darren.
Paltrocast.